for tweeting a rather simple math problem that I can't solve with my man brain. 2x plus, I don't know, I play Mario on my TI-85. I have no idea how to do that crap.
Yeah, we can figure it out later.
Oh, welcome to Attack of the Show. TV's only source for all the mathematics you care about. I'm Kevin Pereira. Pissed off.
He is angry today. I'm Candace Bailey. We're coming to you live from the G4 Studios in Los Angeles.
Math is hard. On the show today, Ray Stevenson from the movie Kill the Irishman will be here live in studio to talk about whooping ass and sporting a glorious 70s mustache. I don't know where that's been.
Come on,
It smells like Bailey.
Which smells amazing.
There we go. Yeah. Like burnt
Wait, that's
hair.
what got me sick last time.
Exactly. Yeah. Plus, it's musical playtime with the Glitch Mob, everybody. We're going to get an in-depth look at their gear and see how they make their sweet, sweet computer music. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Rock.
Then the Sega CD is not history's most beloved game.
But it should be.
But Kevin makes his case for it in Tales from the Console Graveyard.
Tales from the Console
Graveyard. And Chris Gore goes totally 80s to interview Topher Grace, Anna Faris, and the cast of the retro comedy Take Me Home Tonight. Time now to poke the web with a stick and see what happens.
Oh, I guess that means we're going around the net.
Wish I had a stick. Getting ready.
Y'all limbered up?
Yeah.
You want to do some,
Okay, I'm
some
ready.
lunges?
No, I'm good.
You sure? You want to lunge? Want to get a little
Okay.
lunge in?
No.
In at number 5 today, dubstep has always been one of the darkest, most ominous manifestations of electronic dance music.
Thankfully, someone found a way to neuter it with cute. Every time I watch it, the little white one reminds me of Gizzy Goozy, my dog.
No. Why would you? Did you get that dog on purpose, or was that like is it a charity case?
Because she's the cutest dog on the face of the earth.
They're just genetically wrong.
You're genetically
Like it
wrong.
was just like a splicing that happened as a
Don't
joke.
you talk about my dog ever.
I'm just saying. Defensive over Gizzy.
Yes.
Okay. I like the wobble cats, so those are cool. It's all well and good until you realize how much ketamine those dogs were on. That's where the fun starts.
You know what a Pomeranian does in a K-hole?
He poops in it. That's what they do.
Oh, yeah. I guess so.
Yeah.
Isaiah Mustafa's work in the latest Old Spice campaign isn't just some of the best advertising ever, it's also some of the most complicated.
Today's number 4 item gives us a little look behind the scenes.
And action.
Hello, ladies. Where can you go when your man smells like me? Close your eyes and I'll show you. Do you feel it? The sand between your toe tips? I do. Surprise! We're on a mountain beach where I play those sweet sha-la-las you love to hear. Firework colors turn our world upside down. I hope you like waters because we're next to the sweet waters of cruise ship entrance. You see, when your man smells like a fresh, sensible spice, he can go in. Unless, of course, you stay in.
Cut.
Amazing.
Wow.
Wow. You know, if you put a shirt on Isaiah Mustafa, it just dissolves.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true.
His abs are like Chuck Norris? Nice. I think modern women actually have it easy because the previous Old Spice guy was not good. I think.
I don't know. I like it.
You like Captain Scurvy there?
Yeah.
All right.
No.
Oh,
No.
we were learning a lot
That
about
was
you there.
sarcasm.
Coming in at number 3, it's the Raping Mayor.
A rapping.
The Rapping Mayor.
This performance by the rapping mayor of Philadelphia,
gone either
Michael
way.
Nutter, was bubbled back up online from 1989.
It's been 30 years since we made the scene, and a whole lot's happened in the years between. There's been folks promoted, folks retired, folks outvoted, and folks just fired. Lots
Lots of new buildings all over town. Some fixed up and others torn down. Money was raised and money was spent. Mayors and managers came and went. And throughout it all, through the coming and going, this great big city just kept on growing.
Follow the leaders, we know the way to get things done in this town today. Follow the leaders, it's worth the trip. We're making it happen with leadership.
Oh, no.
That's like what I would sound like rapping.
Well, I would actually
the
give you
worst
more credit than
rapper.
that. I would give you more
I
credit
don't
than that.
know. I don't
You want
know.
to spit some game here? You want to freestyle something?
Oh no, I'm really bad. And people make fun of me for my rapping skills.
Oh,
My
come on. They do that for
sister,
a lot of reasons. But what's your sister? What,
she always makes fun of me for it.
specifically your rapping
Yeah,
abilities?
yeah, because it's awful.
How often do you try to flow with the family? Like,
No, I don't try to freestyle. I just don't do that because that's just crazy. That's unheard of for me.
but you collect tiny spoons. That's totally sane. Yeah.
But to hear me rap a song on the radio, it's bad.
All
It's
right.
bad
Well,
news bears.
after hearing that, I honestly think that the raping mayor might not have been so bad.
That's true.
I'm saying.
In at number 2, a flurry with a lot of time on his or her paws.
Yeah. This is a furry video, folks, and we've seen some unconvincing animal costumes in the past. Pedo Bear, I'm looking at you.
Oh, yeah. But this human managed to pull off.
What the hell happened there? Come. Chim Chim. Come, Pedo. Come here. Oh, come here. No, wait, how is this going to work? We didn't. I'm just going to put him right here. And there we go. Hey, little guy. My little pedo.
Oh, I'm not good at this.
What is it?
I'm
Okay, he's
bad.
not actually here. That's a graphic on the screen.
Oh, I didn't know.
Should we toss to the clip now?
Yeah, this human managed to pull off an amazing transformation.
Come.
Kitty, 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 kitty. Hey, kitty. Hey, kitty.
I mean, the cat only hated it for a couple minutes, so it's fine.
Do you
I mean,
think,
if there's any...
does him next to a cat, does that turn him on?
Him or the cat?
Or her? I
Or
guess
her.
we don't know what it is.
It's probably a dude.
Does that turn the person inside the furry on? Being up next to a real animal.
You're asking? I'm not some
I thought
expert
you
on
were
this. So
into
I'm really.
furries.
I mean,
You're not into furries?
have I dabbled? Maybe. Who hasn't?
I figured.
But no, I don't know. But look, it is easy to mock people who get off on wearing animal suits, and actually, we're not going to do that today. Well, not anymore. No,
We're not.
We're not.
Instead, we've prepared a special treat for our furry friends.
You've been treating me so sweet and kind. You're the reason why I feel so good. You're always on my mind. Take a little time for you all night long. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna show you something.
Yeah. You like that, furries?
Close your trap doors at home, kids. That's disgusting. What do you think smells worse, like the authentic wolf urine that he sprayed on the costume, or his own semen?
Oh. I don't want to think about that.
Well, now you are. You're welcome. You just lost the game. Still ahead, the craziest man in show business.
It's not Charlie Sheen. Stick around.
I bet the wolf urine smells worse, to answer my own question. I bet it does.
Today's ATN featured a killer furry. We love this wacky bastard, but we wonder how he supports his habit. So tell us, what is this person's day job? Tweet us your responses at AOTS, #OMGROFLOL. If your response has us howling with laughter, we'll feature it on tomorrow's show.
Real quick, I don't know if we're for a quick. Can we check in with the Twitter all real quick? Just can we do that right now? Is that possible? I just wanted Rover KK to lose it again, and certainly crazy. Well, he just went off. You guys lost the game again. Congratulations. Okay, it's a show for two people today. Today's number one item. Number one. The wall was moving. Today's number one item is a wonderful gem from the 1988 Action Cheese Fest, Bulletproof.
Before Charlie Sheen, there was Gary Busey.
You never forget.
So, this is the infamous Captain Bulletproof? Yeah. So who are you, Butthorn?
Now, in case you were wondering, yes, Gary Busey just referred to that leader of a large group of men pointing guns at him as a, quote, butthorn. Butthorn.
And it's not the only time he uses this Buseyism in the movie either.
That did not viejo. I'm a prendo espada. Who are you? I'm the game warden. What? Bird season's over, Butthorn.
Gun.
Here's the best part. It's not a corny TV edit, and
No.
the more you say it, the better it gets.
Yeah, here's Busey butt-horning Danny Trejo.
The is this? Your worst nightmare, Butthorn. McBain, yeah.
I think that this is my favorite number
Can
one
we play
in a
that
really
clip
long
again? Can we
time.
play that last one again? When you yell it with authority like that.
The is this? Your worst nightmare, Butthorn.
I'm gonna start calling people butthorn.
You absolutely should. That's what I see in my dreams every night. I'm not gonna lie.
You mean nightmares?
No, I mean my dreams. You see butt-horning? Oh, so good. To get your daily viral fix and to check out all the viral videos we have to offer, go to g4tv.com, bless you, /aroundthenet.
Cough.
Oh, cough bless you. Speaking of the internet, net neutrality has become a major issue in our modern world.
Thankfully, we were able to get an even-handed, rational opinion on the complex topic of from noted scholars, the Insane Clown Posse.
Yay!
Hey, Klaus, when you're at home into the porn on the internet, the last thing you want is some from the government to you. Masturbation, it's as American as napalm. In fact, it was Ben Franklin who said it's not porno until somebody to it. But that doesn't mean that the government should pass all these laws that say they have to be up in our call and scream at your government person and say that. That's why you should all support net neutrality. Masturbation, it's as American as napalm.
Awesome. Now, earlier the Glitch Mob was here to show off their gear.
It's musical playtime.
Butthorn. And finally, the moment has come. It's Ed, Justin, and Josh of the Glitch Mob! Don't raise the roof too hard, man. I'm a huge fan of your work and your performance, so it's an honor to stand next to you guys. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
But now I have to task you with describing your style of music to those who don't know, which I know is like a painful, arduous process.
I would say the best way to describe it is adventure dance music.
Yes. I'll take it. A sonic journey.
Exactly.
And 4/4.
Pretty
You
much.
guys are like a traveling Radio Shack minus the RC cars and the cell phones.
Exactly.
You have a lot of gear. Let's start over here with the Lemur. What is this guy all about?
So the Lemur it's essentially the hub of the whole operation, and it's a 12-inch multi-touch screen, and it's completely customizable. It's cool because we can design the interface to do whatever it is we want.
So if you want one giant button, you can have that. If you want 30 little buttons and a couple sliders, you just draw it up.
Absolutely, and it's really easy to do too. And so the way we have it designed is we have filters over here, which affect the way that the sound is being heard. This is a delay button, and this is actually going to be playing a bass sound. So this is how I would play a bass line in the song.
Awesome. All right. But there's a lemur at every station.
Yeah, yeah. So we each have a lemur, and so it allows us to actually play like a regular band would. So during this song, I play the bass, and Ed plays the melody.
I'm very familiar with that melody. Love it, love it. And then
and Josh plays the strings.
Awesome. So obviously you could then tell the lemur, hey, I want this to be a snare drum, a bass drum, and you have a full drum kit. But that's not as fun as hitting something with sticks.
No, definitely have to hit stuff with sticks.
Which I'm assuming is
important.
Yeah, very important. So what are you guys using the V drums for?
Yeah, that's why we use the V drums. You know, the great thing about the V drums is that it feels like a real drum. It's really sensitive, really whack it, really just hit it. You got 2 spots on it, the head and the rim, so you get a multi-sounds. And the reason we love the V drum is because you can flip through sounds throughout the songs, and it's not just one tom drum or snare
Right, you have one drum there, that's all you're going to get out of it.
So, sensitive, you know, you get all the different velocities, tom drum. We can flip through and have different sounds, clacks.
Nice. And that can all be automated, so you can just, as a drummer, do a paradiddle or 3, get a roll going, and then it can change the sound on the fly.
Yeah, and Ableton's so smart that it can just flip through the sounds automatically.
This has seen some days on it. How many pads are you guys going through?
That's
quite a bit.
Geez, yeah, quite a few.
Well, that's good. That's good.
We really get into it.
At least we're breaking something on stage. Now, what about the? This is the Akai MPD 24.
Yes. So this is basically the Akai MPC series, but minus the sampling capabilities and just the pads. Obviously, you get 6 sliders, you get 8 knobs. And it only sends MIDI, so you could load up any sounds you want, and you can actually play them on the pads. So right here, I just got a simple drum loop. And I can drum. Filter.
All completely assignable too. Yeah. All right. So, well, all these weapons in your arsenal, but who's the general commander? Who's patching cables and furiously double-clicking WAV files to make sure songs are in sync? Okay, this guy here.
Yes.
So this is Ableton, right? This is the 4th member of the band that we're not seeing.
Exactly. So our whole entire set is run off of Ableton Live. This allows us to load up all our music, different sounds, samples, drum sounds, everything into here and actually perform it. So as I was doing on the MPD right there, you know, I could basically load up just a few basic simple sounds, like a drum loop, snare sound, and I can actually play those all on all these instruments right here.
If you could slap on the game face now, I'd love to see what you guys can do together with this gear.
Yeah, cool.
All right.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your headphones on, crank it to 11, kick grandma out of the room. It's time for the Glitch Mob. change of pants and a Swiffer sweeper to mop up the blown creases of my mind. That was incredible. Wow. All right, so for those out there, Ed, who are looking at this and saying, okay, I got to get in on this, obviously they could start with a piece of software like Ableton, and that could get them going, assembling loops and making songs. What's the barrier to entry to actually get started with something like that?
Probably about like $300.
$300. Wow, that's it. Anybody can be the glitch. No, you can't. You can't. You're not going to be these guys. But good luck. Give it a try. That's very motivational, but you're lying through your teeth. There's no way they're going to be able to do that stuff. Guys, their newest LP, Drink the Sea, is available in stores now. Again, the Glitch Mob. Everybody. Thank you, guys. 1,000 thank yous again to the Glitch Mob. They were incredible.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, Candace.
Oh, hey.
How's it going? Hey, Glitch Mob. What's happening? Thanks for having me today. I really appreciate it. Sorry I can't hang out, but I've got something for you. Poster from Super opening across the nation April 3rd.
Wow. That's awesome.
Look at that. Look at that beautiful, sensual mouth.
Thanks, Rain. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Making love to myself. Don't thank me until you have seen this wondrous, exclusive trailer from Super. Boom!
Whoa!
Still ahead, Kevin Smith helps us dig up the notorious Sega CD in Tales from the Console Graveyard.
And later, Ray Stevenson tells us how to kill an Irishman, probably with whiskey.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I want to explore the galaxy with you, you know? I have access to a spacecraft. Who has access to a spacecraft? This guy does.
Galactic Encounters.
You know, most people don't remember the 80s, I think either because they weren't born yet or because of irresponsible drug use.
But not Chris Gore. He remembers some of the 80s and proved it when he met the cast of Take Me Home Tonight.
Ah, the 80s, the decade of decadence. Great music, bad haircuts, and some of the best movies ever.
So, are you going to Kyle Masterson's party tonight?
Topher Grace recreates the spirit of John Hughes in Take Me Home Tonight, when he and his friends have to deal with the struggles of becoming adults.
Test drive.
I'm going for the douche look, and
Mission accomplished. Yeah,
Thank you.
Seriously.
Now, this movie is like a celebration of films from the 80s, and what were you guys trying to capture from that era?
When we kind of started it, we came up with an ultimate soundtrack where we thought, we don't want to make fun of the 80s. I've seen those films and I love them. This is about, really, if you try to make a film that was literally made in the 80s.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Did every villain in an 80s movie have popped collars? You could kind of tell who the douchebags were pretty easily.
Right.
Yeah, that's
it was
true.
like a weapon. Spiky hair, spiky lapels.
You're great.
Now, that scene in the scrap metal ball is kind of crazy. That was no CGI, no special effects.
Well, I'm not in the ball when it's rolling down the hill, obviously, but they did put me in this rotisserie where they kind of put the camera on one side of the ball. This guy cranked it upside down, and I know I fake throw up in the movie in there, but I came like really close to being a method actor in those scenes.
What's amazing about this film, it is like a John Hughes film, but with boobs, and you yourself were topless in this movie.
Did I speak directly to America? You're welcome.
I want to thank you for doing that, but the thing I really wanted, the thing
And you
that
were
was
either
missing...
coming on to her, or you're coming on to me.
I was like, which one?
One of the two. It's all good, buddy. You just gotta pick a lane and
1.2% times 365 days, and I'll do the math. It's a lot of blowfish. So that's what I do, Pete.
Also, you know, the dancing carries over into this music video that's sort of blown up on the web. Tell me how much fun it was to shoot that music video.
To be able to spoof those movies is a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, those are movies that we grew up on.
I know.
Love those movies.
You were great as Indiana Jones. I liked doing Ghostbusters. That was super fun. What was yours?
No, let's hear you
Back
talk
to the
about.
Future.
Yeah, I like doing Back to.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have a Michael J.
He's
Fox
obsessed.
impression that
He
I
always
finally
does
got
it.
to kind of whip out.
Are you telling me
that you built a time machine out of the DeLorean?
Let's go!
So many good things about the 80s. If you miss the way movies used to be made, Take Me Home Tonight does 80s nostalgia the right way.
One video game console to start a nerd fight.
Sega CD. And for the record, I am totally right.
November 1992. Bill Clinton was just elected president, grunge ruled the airwaves, and the 16-bit wars were in full swing, prompting Sega to launch their new console, the Sega CD. Created as an add-on for the Genesis, Sega CD represented a shift in gaming as it was one of the first consoles to have full motion video and CD quality audio.
I remember standing in the middle of a Good Guys, and there was a Sega CD on display for the first time, and I saw full motion video games being played, and it literally blew my mind. They had to get a bucket.
The first model sold for $300, had a 12.5 megahertz processor with 64 kilobits of RAM. It used a 1-speed CD-ROM, and it required the Genesis controller to play games.
It was gigantic. You actually had to stack your Genesis on top of it, and I can tell you how hard it was to get the console and video games out of my parents to begin with. So the $300 stackable thing was not going to happen.
In spite of the cost, a heavy-duty advertising campaign ensured that the system sold out in its first weeks of infancy, moving 50,000 units.
Well, Sega was very, very big. I mean, they were arguably ruling the roost with the Genesis. So when they decided to go with the CD format, it was raised eyebrows. It's like, okay, if Sega's going all in on this, then everyone else has to get in line as well.
At the time, cartridges could only hold about 8 to 16 megabits of memory, as opposed to the CD, which was over 5,000.
Before, games had just had characters speaking in beeps and bloops and text on screen, but now voice actors could really breathe life into characters.
This is ridiculous. By 1993, Sega would release a smaller version of the system for $230, along with the game featuring everyone's favorite hedgehog speedster, Sonic.
I think Sonic CD was probably the best Sega CD game and the most popular and the one that everybody had, and it was a great game. I mean, Sonic was great back in those days.
But not all the games were great. Many titles were just interactive movies, like the Make-A-Video series, where you team up with a band to help them create a video.
I'm not proud of it, but I played the hell out of every Make My Music video game there was. Criss Cross had one, Marky Mark had one, INXS had one. I didn't know who INXS was, but I knew I needed to rent that video game.
Yeah, what up? This is Boyd Packer, and welcome to Make My Video.
You could select the song you wanted to play, and they'd give you little tips like, I want to see squirrels, or it'd be dope if you used that fresh strobe effect, yo. And then when you were done, they would tell you that they thought your video was totally whack, or super fresh.
Despite the increase in graphics, many fans criticized the system for its high price point and its long loading times.
I mean, the cartridge, as stupid as it was, and having to blow on it, there weren't really load times on those.
I was one of those cartridge purists who was just like, what? Spin a CD? You must be mad. This is the future.
But perhaps the most infamous moment in Sega CD history was Night Trap.
So it's the early 90s, I'm a young whippersnapper video gamer, and I say, Mom, Dad, I have to have this game.
There's these girls, and they're having a slumber party. Party! And of course that means pillow fights, panties, that kind of thing. And there's vampires in it.
Then they saw somebody hanging upside down, having blood drained from their neck, and they said, what's this thing? What's this thing again? It's a video game. It's a video game. It's fine.
The ensuing controversy resulted in congressional hearings over its offensive material and would lead to the creation of the Entertainment Software Rating Board, or ESRB.
When you go back and look at it, it is no worse than the PG-13 horror films that we have today.
Night Trap did nothing to help the system's image, and by 1994, new systems like the PlayStation and Sega Saturn were already in development, and game developers were ready to move on.
What an understatement.
While the Sega CD would be the most successful console peripheral, ultimately it would only go on to sell about 2.5 million units.
It was a great product at the wrong time, and that's the only problem with the Sega CD. They really tried too much too soon. I hope they remember it as just another wacky, harebrained Sega idea that unfortunately didn't take off, but provided some gamers with a hell of a lot of fun.
John, did you play Sonic the Hedgehog much?
I did play a lot of Sonic. I like Tails because I thought she was cute.
Tails was a boy.
No, she wasn't.
Good news! Starting March 30th, Chris Hardwick returns with an all-new season of Web Soup.
Well, it's about damn time. Quite the slacker.
Head on to g4tv.com/websoup for more info. Stay tuned, the very intimidating Ray Stevenson is here.
And he's sketching, apparently. I don't know what he's sketching.
Yes.
Okay, and now he's got charcoal on his lip. All right. Awesome.
Fail. You're dead. Major fail. Fail. Fail, 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 fail. You lose.
All right, my next guest is bringing old school badassery back to the big screen. Please welcome back to the program, Ray Stevenson, everybody. Okay, so in case you're just tuning in, you saw the ending of Kill the Irishman. Now you know. That's the first minute of the film. Like cars explode before the opening credits.
Well, yeah, it's kind of bookends it. It's kind of like saying, you know, this guy is larger than life, and what happened to him is larger than life, and you know, it kind of gets your interest right from the start.
Well, absolutely, it wakes you up. And how many times did you shoot that? Do you have like 20 cars lined up for take after take?
I wish we had one go. We had one go. It's,
really?
It's a low-budget movie, but you know, we had everybody working on it, and we literally had to set it up. There's no special effects. There's just like you. Car drives up, the road is empty, the car drives up, boom! Camera keeps moving around, and I'm in the middle of the road.
Wow.
I was hid behind another car.
Then it scooted over once it
blew up.
explosion's good?
I'm actually crawling like that, like crawling on that, then lying down there. Camera's just hit, right, get up.
You're sprawled in a sugar glider position, I think is what that is.
Yeah, that's
and then you shimmied over.
That's it,
and then there's some kid with an ice cream cone and a rascal scooter in the back. Oh, hey guys. Oh, so are you guys filming something?
I know, it's like, no pressure.
So who is this Danny Green guy? Did you know about Danny Green?
Do you know, it's the weirdest thing. When I read the script, I saw something struck a note, and I remembered seeing on some obscure channel some story about American mobsters, and it's included the story of Danny Green. It was like live footage, and I thought, I've seen this. I've seen bits of this, and then reading the script, it's just like this incredible story. How come it's not? You thought it never.
A real story, rags to riches to. I mean, did he consider himself a bad guy? Did Danny know that?
No. Well, he knew exactly what it was. He didn't consider himself a saint or a hero or anything. You know, he knew fine well he was a villain. He was a criminal, but he kind of had a code of honor, and it's like, rather than a rites of passage from a 17-year-old sort of thing, this is a real sort of man's journey. And at first he tries to ingratiate himself with the local sort of mafia or the local sort of criminals, and they do the dirty on him, and something in him snaps, and it's this like kind of warrior code thing, and he just goes, enough with this, trying to be up to these men. Right. And he went Celtic warrior on them. He set up his band of Irish hoodlums and villains, and just
his
went
war
to
cry was his mustache. I think that's how you knew get out of Danny's way.
As well, it's a tremendous slice of Americana, and the cars.
Wait, are we talking about the mustache still? Because I mean, that's
absolutely.
We ought to spend 5 minutes talking about that thing.
Crosby, Stills and Nash wrote songs about mustaches like this, right? But cars never got bigger, mustaches never got bigger, lapels never got bigger. After this period. Basic crime became a lot more sophisticated and quiet. This was the last era. It's like a Western, the last era of the big stand-up guys.
The giant mafia peacock feathers saying, hey, look, this is who we are, we're rolling that thing.
Heads of the family walking on the streets and all this sort of... These were the big-made guys, and these are in your face.
I don't mean to point to the bleachers for you, though. I think Kill the Irishman might be the turning point for the stash to make a comeback. Yeah. I think this is it. I think you're going to see it.
You heard it here first.
So now, when you're not leaping out of exploding cars, which I like, that's how badass Danny was. Like normally the radio fuzzes, and I'm calling XM and I'm bitching, but he's like, oh, the radio's on the fritz. I should probably jump out of this thing because it's going to explode.
Yeah.
That's how badass he was.
Well, yeah, he kind of said, and this is true. This actually happened. In fact, he got blown out of his car, off the freeway, rolled down the thing, and he landed up next to his house and actually walked into his house where his kids and his wife were.
Honey, I'm home.
Yeah, and he just says, oh, no, car trouble.
Brilliant. And when you're away from the set, though, you get to have a nice, relaxing, peaceful time in Ibiza, where your house is. What a great place to set up shop. Do you live in a foam party? So, like, are people doing body shots on your front porch?
Only part of the year.
I mean, come on, Ibiza's an amazing
yeah,
spot.
It really is. The island itself's got an incredible energy, and it takes, it takes a lot to actually live on an island. Like it takes a lot to live in New York or a lot to live in LA. It'll chew you up and spit you out as much as welcome you in. But for us, it really, really suits, and it's a great place to know that's where you're going back to. When you're in, like, Detroit one night, it's raining on you, you're shattered, you're covered in debris and all this, and you go, yeah, but when it finishes, I'm going to go back to...
I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to the land of party whistles and body shots. It's going to be brilliant.
Exactly. And there's some great people, and as I say, good energy on the island. And
Absolutely.
And it suits gypsy souls. It's like having a harbour. You come into it, and then you sail your boat off again, and you come back and scrape the barnacles off, refit, and back you go
Sounds like
again.
the menu at Margaritaville. That's what it sounds like to me. I just want to kick back and listen to some
It's like
Buffett.
it can be all things to all people.
Yeah.
It is what you make it.
Do you also relax? I mean, we saw you sketching in the green room. Is that something you do just to pass time? Is that a hobby of yours?
It's actually much more than a hobby. Actually, I used to actually have a studio in London. I used to exhibit. I used to exhibit and sell work. But I was approached by certain galleries and saying, but I didn't want to get into, can you have 16 paintings by September? It means much more to me, and I want to spend the rest of my life learning how to paint. It's basically where I recharge my batteries.
Nice that you're able to fall back on being a mega movie star too, and a house in Ibiza. That's always good to have a little net beneath you.
Yeah.
Well, what were you working on there? Were you working on the view of the front porch?
It's a little doodle of something for you, actually. A little gift of saying thank you for having me.
Oh my God! Look at that!
And
that's sweet. There's a little Val Kilmer in there. There's a little bit of a saint in there.
That's about as much as you want.
And on that note,
be thankful for that little bit, because that little bit's fantastic.
It just made me. I'm telling you, that's incredible. 2 for 2. Thank you so much.
Oh, no worries.
Nice to schedule you.
Thank you.
Ray Stevenson, everybody. You guys, Kill the Irishman is out in theaters next week, and you can check him out. Listen to this. Later this year in Thor and the Three Musketeers in 3D.
In 3D.
We'll be chatting more this year.
Thanks.
Ray Stevenson. Stick around. There's more Attack of the Show after this.
To the dark side.
Actually, that's totally.
Ladies, you ever fantasize about making sweet love on the back of a speeder bike? Well, this guy right here can make that happen.
Galactic Encounters.
Coming up tomorrow on an all-new, never-before-seen Attack of the Show, it's an all-new DV Doomsday with Chris Gore when he reviews Faster, and a documentary about a horror film so bad it's been dubbed the best, worst movie. Then we reveal the winners of our Around the Net caption contest. Will your tweets make us Groflol this week? And Weston Scott is on the set of the action film SWAT Firefight to interview star Gabriel Macht and to rescue hostages when he becomes part of the fight in never-before-seen Friday. See it tomorrow.
Kevin.
So good.
I was just listening to that package, and I think I heard you say Groflol.
I'm sorry, what was the word?
Groflol.
You heard me
had
say that?
to say it, yeah.
Oh, I don't think I said that.
No,
I don't
I'm pretty sure
recall
you
I
did.
said that. I wouldn't say a word so ridiculous.
Were you having a temper tantrum?
I did. I don't like it at all. I'm sorry you guys have to type that. I'm going to work on changing it. And that sound when words come on the screen.
Thanks to today's guests, Ray Stevenson and the Glitch Mob.
Stick around. Campus PD starts right now. Good night.
Good night.